The way Cam Ward is running the Miami offense, you'd think all eyes have been on him for years. But that's not true. Coming out of high school, he had 0 D1 offers. Now he's a Heisman candidate.
And Cam Ward is the best University of Miami quarterback there's ever been.
Ward might even break a record this season, a record that is, by many accounts, the ultimate college quarterback statistic. So how did Cam Ward build one of the best college careers out of nothing? To find out why he was so underrated, we need to look at his high school career. He went to Columbia High School in West Columbia, Texas. If you watched him play back then, you saw a true commander of the offense. Cam's dad spoke of his son's knowledge and leadership, stating that even in Pee Wee football, he used to tell other kids where they had to line up. But the problem when he got to high school was that his numbers didn't show much evidence of his skill level. His senior year, he only averaged 12 pass attempts per game. This was due to the team running a wing T offense, which employs far more running plays. This scheme is more common in high schools and small colleges. Most plays are designed with 1 wide receiver, 1 tight end, 2 halfbacks, and 1 fullback. One of the backs may start near the line of scrimmage and then go in motion before the snap to cause defenses to react rather than attack. It's an effective approach when done right, but it definitely does not pad the passing stats, and it makes scouts ignore a quarterback like Cam Ward. He ended up getting no D1 offers and only received 1 football scholarship from an FCS school, Incarnate Word. Ward accepted as this was his only chance. His first season there was shortened and postponed to the spring due to COVID. But in just 6 games, Ward showed out, 2,260 passing yards and an FCS leading 24 passing touchdowns. Not to mention 2 more rushing touchdowns. He won the Jerry Rice Award as the most outstanding freshman in the FCS.
What makes Ward so special?
Cameron Ward has maybe the best arm talent in all of the FCS, can make all the throws, and you'll see the deep ball when he moves out of the pocket. He may be the most accurate at any level in college.
In 2021, Cam Ward looked like he was in a video game where the settings were set to rookie level. 4,648 passing yards and 47 touchdowns, with only 10 interceptions. He was the Southland Conference Offensive Player of the Year. He had become the biggest fish in the small pond, so all eyes were on him as he entered the transfer portal. For the next season, Ward announced he'd be transferring to Washington State. So now in the Pac-12, would he stand out or end up being part of the crowd? Well, he started off his FBS career by throwing for 3,232 yards and 23 touchdowns, with 5 rushing touchdowns, all with only 9 picks. The season after that, everything improved. He threw for 3,736 yards, 25 touchdowns, 8 rushing touchdowns, and even cut his interceptions down to 7. He more than proved he could operate outside of that wing T offense. Ward had 4 great seasons, and after that last one, he entered the transfer portal. He wanted a 5th year of college football, but 1 month later, he changed his mind to declare for the NFL draft. Ward felt he had showcased his talent enough. It was time to go pro. Analysts had varying opinions on where he stacked up against other quarterbacks. Some saw him as the 6th best QB in his class. Some saw him as the 8th best. Eventually, Ward landed a draft projection that, in all likelihood, had him going on day 3, maybe day 2 if he was lucky.
I took it personal. I tell myself every day that I'm the so I wake up and I tell myself I'm the best player in the country every day, and I really stand by that.
This low grade made him reconsider his plan to go pro, and instead decided to return for a 5th year of college football. This final year was going to be with the Miami Hurricanes.
I see a guy that you train with, I believe, tell me if I'm wrong, Cam Ward. If this was 5 years ago, Cam would have went pro. He wouldn't.
No, I told Cam, so? But the thing was, we all transparent with Cam. We all be real with him. So I said, bro, you got to come back.
Moving from the Pac-12 to the ACC was seen as a step up in difficulty. So how would he do in this next level? What about the chance of hurting his draft stock in a potential down season? Luckily, Cam Ward has become an even bigger name now at the University of Miami. He's even developed another level of clutch to his game. If you think Cam Ward made smart moves and you're looking to do the same with sports betting, then check out OddsJam. This isn't just another betting app, it's turning the entire system in your favor. Here's how. OddsJam uses a strategy called arbitrage, finding odds differences across sportsbooks. You bet both sides, and no matter the outcome, you will profit. For example, if you put $500 on Boise State to win on FanDuel and $335 on their opponent San Francisco on DraftKings, you're guaranteed to make $50 win or lose. It's that simple. With the OddsJam mobile app, you'll get real-time alerts on these opportunities every day. People are already making thousands monthly, and you can get started using the code Gridiron for 35% off and a 7-day free trial. If you don't like what you see, you can always cancel with one click, no questions asked. Don't leave money on the table. Go to oddsjam.com, use code Gridiron, and start making money the smart way. The Miami Hurricanes started the 2024 season off with sheer dominance. Not only did they go 3-0, but they beat teams like Florida 41-17, Florida A&M 56-9, and Ball State 62-0. Those three teams never led at any point against Miami. Their fourth game of the season was against South Florida, and congratulations to them because they led the game for 5 minutes and 5 seconds in the first quarter, and again for 40 seconds in the second, and then lost to the Hurricanes 50-15. Cam and Miami were trampling the competition. He had thrown for 14 touchdowns and only 2 interceptions in that span. But then, they finally came across tougher competition. They played Virginia Tech next, who led 27-24 entering the fourth quarter, and then even extended that lead to 34-24 with around 12 minutes left in regulation. This is where Cam Ward started showing off his clutchness, throwing 2 touchdowns when his team needed them most, ultimately leading a comeback to win 38-34. Their next game was against Cal, where they faced a similar situation. The Miami Hurricanes were down 35-18 entering the fourth quarter, and Cal even notched another field goal to get a 38-18 lead with about 14 minutes left in the game. It was time for another comeback, an 18-yard touchdown pass to Isaiah Horton, then a 24-yard touchdown run by Ward himself, and with 26 seconds left, game on the line,
Martinez, and then the flip out, and Arroyo gets into the end zone.
he led the Canes to a 39-38 victory. The very next week, another tough contest against Louisville. The teams went back and forth, trading scores all game, and Louisville tied it up 38-38 in the beginning of the fourth quarter. Ward and his offense knew they had to separate, putting up 2 more touchdowns to eventually win 52-45. After 3 tough contests, they were able to beat Florida State handily. But they weren't out of the woods yet. It was Duke who was next, and with 10 minutes left in the third quarter, Duke led 28-17. Miami then took the remainder of the game to put on an incredible performance. They only allowed Duke 1 more field goal while their offense caught fire. They scored 5 touchdowns in the remaining 25 minutes of the game. 3 were touchdown passes by Ward. 1 was a beautiful toss over the defender's head that landed in the receiver's hands while he was in stride to go for 49 yards. And another was a bullet that led his receiver to run 66 yards. Miami beat Duke 53-31. That's 4 times early in the season he led his team to victory after being tied or trailing from the third quarter on. 2 of those times his team was down double digits in the fourth quarter when he led the comeback. Cam Ward has clearly shown his clutchness this season. He's proven he isn't fazed when the game is on the line, but is he only coming alive in pivotal moments? When we show you his staggering numbers, you'll find that Ward is so good so often that he's quite possibly going to break one of the ultimate college quarterback records. Cam Ward originally declared for the 2024 NFL Draft to be considered among the likes of Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels, 2 former Heisman winners, but he definitely increased his draft stock by coming back for a 5th year and is now a Heisman contender and possibly a frontrunner.
I think guys like Cam can actually benefit from coming back for that extra year, whereas in the past they probably wouldn't have.
When Caleb Williams won the Heisman in 2022, he threw 42 touchdowns, had an average of 9.1 yards per pass attempt, and a rating of 168.5. Most importantly, all those numbers were leading his conference. When Jaden Daniels won the Heisman in 2023, he threw 40 touchdowns, had an average of 11.7 yards per pass attempt, and a rating of 208.0. Also, all numbers leading his conference. Through the first 9 games of Cam Ward's season with Miami, he has thrown 29 touchdowns with an average of 9.8 yards per pass attempt and a rating of 174.7, all leading his conference. He's thrown for 2,746 yards, which not only leads the conference, but it's something neither Williams nor Daniels led in their Heisman years. And those yards are going to be important. Taking all of Ward's seasons and up through the first 9 games of 2024, he has thrown for 17,022 yards. He just passed Landry Fields to become 5th on the NCAA's all-time passing yards list. There's a few more people he will likely pass in the next game or two, but could he take the number 1 spot? Currently, that spot belongs to Case Keenum with over 19,000 total yards, but it's a bit of a stretch. Most likely, Cam Ward could be number 2 all-time on that list.
Because look at him. Every time I'm watching one of his games, it's more than 300 yards. It's 4 touchdowns.
With or without the record, he's cemented himself as one of the better college QBs we've seen in a while. He and his team have put up 50-plus points 5 times in their first 9 games. He's a great bet to be the Heisman winner, and his draft stock is soaring as he had planned.
I think Cam Ward of Miami, still undefeated by the way, very much in the race for a playoff spot, and perhaps the ACC champions as well this year. Looks like quarterback 2 to me. Cam Ward has been playing better football this year in Miami than he did at either stop prior in his college career. He continues to be trending up.
Thanks for watching. If you liked our video, be sure to subscribe and check out our other videos on the screen.